Right. Hello. Hey, friends out there in social media land. So today we are streaming on Facebook on both of my pages, not on YouTube because I got scolded over there for talking about um, healing and Native American ointment. So we're in timeout over there. We are also streaming on Instagram. So in the past, I have gotten some comments that I'm kind of breezing through this too fast, and I'm not seeing people's comments. So I'm gonna do my best to keep track of the comments. Let me get that up there so I can see it. Okay, so today we're talking about a topic that is not that popular. Nobody wants to talk about it, but everybody feels it. I think this is really going to hit home with you. We're talking about that moment when you want to change, you plan to change, you're super excited about the change. You maybe invested in a course like with someone like me or someone else. You put your money where your mouth is, so to speak, and you get there and then somehow you fall right back into the same old patterns.
If you're ready to take back control of your health, you're in the right place. Welcome to Awaken Wellness with me, Tanya Candee, registered nurse and health coach. Now, I'm not your typical nurse. I consider myself divorced from traditional healthcare. I broke free of the sick care system in 2019 when I realized that the root cause to my sickness, my autoimmune disease, and my chronic pain was me. If you're ready for truth, for clarity, for honesty in a tough, love, compassionate way, I'm the coach for you. Join me while we dig into our root causes of sickness and disease.
Okay, so have you ever asked yourself, why do I keep starting over? Why am I stuck in this pattern of being energized, being all into it, and falling off the track? Why can't I stay consistent? Why can't I follow through? Why do I lose momentum every single time? Well, you're not alone. Today, we are going to flip the script on that mindset. So, here's the truth: your problem is not motivation, it's not willpower, it is the muscle memory of failure. It's stored deep down inside your nervous system. Today, girlfriend, we're gonna break that pattern. So, let's talk about why this cycle of starting over is not your fault. Your nervous system is wired to move towards what feels familiar, not what feels right, not what feels healthy. So when you try to make the change, your brain looks back at your history and says, nah, we've done this before. Girl, it did not work. Let us protect ourselves by trying not too hard. That is survival mode. It's not intentional sabotage. Once you understand that, everything starts to change. So, here are three reasons that you probably keep falling off track. Number one, reason number one, you don't have a system. You do have desire. Desire is what gets you going. Desire is what you clicks the buy button. But most people don't fail because they lack passion. They fail because they lack structure, that habit stack, the everyday making this new thing a part of your everyday life. That's why things like my group program exist, to give your nervous system that stability, the group accountability, and getting into that rhythm. Reason two, you have been trying to heal in isolation. You were never meant to heal alone. When you do everything privately behind closed doors, your nervous system defaults into old patterns just like that, because there is no new environment reinforcing the person you want to become. Community and group coaching in itself is good medicine. It is a huge, huge part of why it is such a trend, why group coaching is such a trend. The accountability is medicine in itself. People change faster together when we hear each other's stories, each other's wins and hardships. We form that unit, even though in group coaching is somewhat new for me. The healing work is not. I love group coaching myself because it saves on my energy sources when I can speak one to many instead of one to one. Reason three that you may be struggling is you haven't quite updated your identity, or who that changed person. You're not quite there. You're not quite clicking with that new identity that you're trying to bloom, that you're trying to blossom into. Identity drives behavior, just like dressing up for a job interview, right? Or faking it till you make it. Dress for the part. You'll always act like the person that you believe you are. Let me say that again. You will always act like the person you believe you are. So drop that in the comment. Raise your hand if that resonates to you. I'm going to say it one more time. You will always act like the person you believe you are. So if you believe you're a healthy person, you act like a healthy person. What does that mean to you? What does that mean your items in your grocery cart look like? What does that mean your supplement shelf looks like? What does that mean your exercise routine looks like? One more time. You will always act like the person you believe in your head, in your heart, that you are. If you still subconsciously believe that you are that individual who quits, who even invests, who buys programs but then quits or fades out and never follows through, your body will align with that. Your intentions will align with that and reenact it every single time. So today, you have to work on that identity shift. Let's talk about a three-step pattern that is going, three steps that are going to break this pattern, right? Breaking your old habits, peeling off that old identity, the identity that quits, that gets excited one week, buys the thing, and quits the next thing, no matter what the thing is. Let's look at three ways that you can stop and break that behavior. Step one, you have to name the trigger. What is that trigger that is getting in your way and causing you to roll back into those old behaviors? Is it a person? Is it a place? Is it a thing? Is it emotion? You're going to have to get quiet. You're going to have to sit with yourself and try to figure this out. You cannot change this behavior until you identify, until you name those triggers. When you name them, when you know what it is, they're going to lose their power over you. So you're exposing them to your inner self. And even saying it out loud, like in our group programs, tell us what the trigger is. The more verbal you are about it, the better you're going to be able to control it. Once it's exposed, it does not have control over you. Step 2, give yourself one small win this week. Not a big list of 10 habits that you know that you're not going to make it to. One small thing at a time. Then add onto it. You bring that step with you. The next week, it's that one thing plus it's another thing. And the next week, you bring those two things with you. So you're going to keep bringing these things with at a not overwhelming pace. Really focus on those tiny wins so you can rebuild trust between you and your body. Tiny wins create momentum. Step 3, anchor your December identity. Let me say that again. December identity. What does that mean? Let's talk about it. December is kind of a month that people tend to just kind of write off, right? You know, the holidays are in there, you know, the extra sugars in there, the extra shopping, the extra stress, the extra. So a lot of people are kind of like, nah, right? They just write it off. They look back at last January, all the coulda, shoulda, wouldas, all the things they were going to do. And then in December, you can feel pretty lousy about yourself because there's a majority of that list. Maybe none of the list happened. Maybe you didn't get to where you thought you were going at all. So let's take your normal December identity, this 2025, and just like it's a whiteboard, erase it. Erase that old you and what you always fall into every year at this time. It is actually the most powerful, emotionally powerful month of the year if you think about it. This is when your identity is open to change, not January like everybody thinks it is. You have got so much power here if you take this month, and you don't have to act on it, but say this month, before my prices go up in January, you take this month and commit to getting into whatever level fits you of my group program, and make the commitment now and start in January. So you're instantly breaking that pattern of the New Year's resolution that doesn't work out in January. You're instantly doing something powerful and ending that year with healing intention. There is such power in closing that year and making your intention right there instead of waiting until January. Let's see. I got to get back to my notes. Um, Most people focus on January and years of failure, years of failed New Year's starts, and then stops by February, stops by March, right? So ending with intention now is instantly breaking that cycle. Okay, so let's add 5 free action steps that you can do right now to reverse this cycle of failing and restarting. Absolutely no cost. It's all behavior modification. And you just have to set your intention. So these are 5 things. You can layer them in, pick one thing and start small, or pick 2 things and start small. Just depends on what sits with you. So your action item number 1, A 2-minute pause. Just call it an awareness pause. Today and every day, once a day, stop what you're doing, get still, get quiet for 2 minutes. So that's no scrolling, nobody talking to you, no screen, just you and your quietness for 2 minutes. And notice if that old habitual failure cycle mentally shows up. That story that tells you you always quit, you never follow through. Don't judge when it comes up. Don't judge yourself. We have to remove those guilt and those condemnation, that self judgment. No judging. Just notice. Just notice. And name the trigger. Keep a journal, name the trigger. Awareness, just becoming aware, is powerful enough to break that autopilot cycle of starting, stopping, and failing. Awareness. Action item 2. Again, back to gratitude. Mindset of gratitude versus guilt. So last week we talked about that, gratitude versus guilt, and how gratitude moves you forward. Guilt, an attitude of guilt, keeps you stuck or living in the past. So go back and watch the replay on YouTube, Awaken Wellness YouTube, on that guilt versus gratitude. So gratitude, attitude of thankfulness will keep you moving forward. When you catch yourself beating yourself up, just stop. That's where that pause comes in. Stop. Name the triggers. What is causing you to yourself, to mentally beat yourself up? Name 3 things when that happens. Stop, pause, name 3 things that you did right, right? Your body instantly, your mind instantly wants to go to those negative things that you're beating yourself up with. So stop and name 3 positive things. I don't care if they're silly, I don't care if they're big, I don't care if they're little. 3 positive things. Um, I lost myself. Um, oh, positive things. Okay. You could say something that you did right today. Little things like you sat down when you ate lunch, you chewed slowly, you invested in your digestion, you might have helped a stranger, right? You might have opened the door for somebody, paid somebody a compliment. All of those things count, right? It calms your nervous system, it heals your body. Your positive, your gratitude is going to start making micro changes throughout your whole being. Gratitude tells your body it's safe. It tells your body that you are working with it, not against it. Action item 3. 1 5-minute promise today. So pick one action that only takes 5 minutes that you can do today and pick a new one the next day. 5 minutes. Whether it's a short walk after your heaviest meal, whether it's some deep breathing, some stretching, some journaling, just filling your water bottle with intention. When you keep that small promise, you rebuild trust with your nervous system. I have to plug our water bottles. So these are a gift that go out to my new clients here or my group clients as well. And we believe that you can charge your water with words. So my bottle says, I am kind, I am positive, and I am creative. Um, we make those here. They say Awaken Wellness. Little things like this count. When you pick up my water, I need more water. When I'm hydrating, when I am thinking positive things about myself. Action item number four, connect with a human, especially if you work in front of a screen, work from home, if you're really know that you're disconnected, especially since like COVID, people were working more at home. We lost so much human connection. It's so important. So connect with a human. Again, that is why our group programs resonate, especially with females. We need a little bit more of that connection. So our groups right now, we meet Sunday afternoons, well, 6 my time, and we meet once a week. It's not required that you show up, but everybody gets so much more out of it if you do. You get a chance to interact. I always give a little teaching, and then we do just a midrash. We just communicate and we build bonds. We are not meant to heal alone. We just aren't. You can text, you can call, but it's better if you're in somebody's energy bubble, if you're physically with them. Tell somebody at work, um, that you are working on your health, that you are like verbalize what your goals are. When you say them out loud to the people around you, it makes you feel more accountable. It makes you move towards that. When you want to honor your word, you want to follow through. Another awesome thing is to pay people compliments. The more positive things that you can say to others, the more positive you get back. So that's just another one. Throw in some compliments. So right now, if you're live or on your replay, I want you to drop in the comments, wherever you're at under this live, and say I'm in. Let me know that you see this. Let me know that you're connecting with it. Let me know that you are going to use these actionable steps and start to free yourself from that old identity that stops and starts, right? Accountability is free and powerful. It is so powerful. Action number 5, change one thing in your environment. Your environment either pulls you back to old patterns or it supports your new ones. So change one thing today that makes it a healthier environment. Maybe clean out your cupboard, get rid of some junk food. That would be a change in your environment. Put your walking shoes by the door, somewhere where you have to see them and think, oh, that's right. I am doing a 5-minute walk today after my heaviest meal. Place your supplements out by your toothbrush. Your toothbrush is something that you do every day. If you're having trouble sticking to your supplement routine, put them there. By something you know that you follow through with, that you do every day. Put those things right by it. Um, Lay a journal on your pillow. So before you go to bed at night, you can quick do your 5-minute gratitude journaling. Small shifts if you can, where your office is, your work environment. Get some blue light protector glasses. These ones I have on do have a blue light, but I have some ordered that have got the amber on them. If you can get some natural sunlight in your work environment, if you can change out your lights to non-fluorescent, non-LED, even to run a little red light in your work environment if it's dark and dingy, especially during these winter months. So little things that you can do in your environment. maybe a grounding pad underneath of your computer or underneath of your feet. Those are all just little things that you can do. I've got affiliate links for a lot of these tools on my website, Awaken Wellness LLC, under affiliate links. A lot of my favorite products. Do we need hundreds of products and hundreds of gadgets? No. No, we don't. A lot of us buy them. And again, it's a thing that we've learned that we buy that we're, really big on for 2 weeks, for 3 weeks, and then we fall off again. It lands in the closet, or you're on to the next thing. So maybe that's what you need to do, is go to that closet and get out something that you bought 3 years ago that you were all excited about and then didn't use. Get it back out again and pair your intention and start to follow through. Let's see. If you want to watch this on the replay, it will live on YouTube. If you would like the blog version of this teaching, updates when I run a flash sale, or other limited time bonuses on my groups or anything else, make sure you join my email list. You're going to do that by just jumping on my website and filling out that pop up that comes up. I'd like to know when your birthday month is, so I can send you a happy birthday wish. Let me know where you follow me, or where you like to follow me, or questions that you might have. Um, During those blogs, those email, I tend to share a little bit deeper items. You can easily get into my DIY group. So in the DIY group, you are kind of on your own. It's a pretty low budget. It's very affordable. You get access to my private Facebook group. Now that is just building. So a lot of my VIPs don't love Facebook. So we're trying to do multiple different things so we can speak to multiple people and where they like to consume their content, right? So I like the Facebook groups, and as that grows, I'll start going live there where you can interact a little bit more easily and a little bit more privately. So those are things that are in the works for January. As we build our community, we'll see more and more activities that you can get involved in. Live, we talked about in-person events. If you're in our community, we do a apothecary class once a month. So it'll be this Saturday. You can find the dates for that on our website, Awaken Wellness LLC, under local. And then there's a drop down that says apothecary class. And there's also a calendar that you can sign up. Now, just full disclosure, Bonnie and we're just wannabe apothecary people too, right? We don't have herbalist degrees or anything fancy like that. We've just got a few books that have got recipes in them, and we're just brave enough to try it. And we think it's fun when you show up to try it with us. We provide the supplies. This week we're doing, I think there's about 5 little send home with you recipes where we've got the herbs, we're going to go over the directions, and then we're going to send it home with you to use it when and if you need it. They're mostly, since it's kind of, I always say, is it cold and flu season, or is it I ate too much sugar and other shit season, right? But most of the things are like cold and flu, home remedy type of things. We had done some homemade apple cider vinegar last month, so this month we're going to pour that off. That'll be part of the class. We'd love to have you there. Again, we are building a community, supporting our community live and as well as our virtual community. Let's see. Mm, Let me pause 1 minute and really speak from the heart to kind of close this up. So, people, myself included, we don't fail because we're broken, right? Like, I try and I'll never stop trying. So I'm not afraid to fail. A lot of people really get stuck where they just, that fear of failing, or for other people to know that they failed, to let themselves down, to let their family down, they just get stuck where they don't try. Whether it's a job that you need to move on from, whether it's a relationship you need to move on from, or starting something new, moving to a new town, moving to a new school, whatever phase of life that you're in, a lot of people can really get so fearful that they don't move forward. They're so afraid of failing that they don't try something new. And that does not mean you're broken. That there is nothing wrong with that. You are not broken. When people do fail, that is amazing because they had enough get up and go to try, right? So let's think of failing completely different. There's no failing because you tried. People fail because they were not supported at the level that their life required. Like that's a big thing, right? That's a big thing. Even like in my space as a coach, as a wellness, holistic wellness practitioner, um, I try my best to support people, but you as the client, you have to come back to me for support, right? I can only email so much. I can only post so many videos. I can only do so much. It's your responsibility to pick up the phone and come in for a follow-up. You'll hear a lot of people that kind of want to blame their practitioner for not following up. Like, well, I was just confused and there was no follow up. Well, you are the follow up, right? Like, I'm not going to babysit you, or, you know, we do send out text messages or we send out emails and people feel like you're being annoyed or you're being spammed with all these emails. Well, that's the follow up. Like, this is that education for you to read, for you to glean, and then you have to pick up and make the call. When you're in my group programs, you have to watch the videos. You have to show up for our groups. That is the follow-up. That is how you don't fail, right? That's how I don't fail you as a coach, is with you picking up the phone and coming to me saying, "Hey, it's time that we had a chat," right? So again, this isn't it isn't a weakness in people. It's just human. It's just human. It's because we need structure, and when this new stuff is hard and it feels uncomfortable, so it's really easy to blame it on the system. Is It's easy to blame it on the program, or the videos were too complicated, or I couldn't get into the back office, or you know, something about it stressed me out. So it really, it's human to look for any excuse to let go of that, and not really say that you failed. For whatever reason, it was to this, it was to that. Or why not just say you weren't ready, right? Why not just say you weren't ready? People, again, are not weak, and people deserve, they need structure, that a structure that doesn't collapse when the responsibility gets too heavy, when life gets too heavy. Inside my group coaching programs, you get all of that. You get the structure, you get the community, you have the accountability, there's clarity, there's support, and there's me as a leader who is just walking a few blocks ahead of you, not miles ahead of you. I have by no means arrived at my health destination, but I am a few blocks ahead of you in habit stacking, in life experience, in where I've come with my health. So I'm going to partner with you, and I'm going to help bring you through this process, bring you through the woods. You get a space where your nervous system finally feels safe and at home, and safe enough to implement these changes. This is not a follow the steps and hope it works program. This is something we're doing together, we're building together, and I'm not going to let you fall through the cracks. So I hope that you set your intention and go to my webpage and go to virtual coaching programs and see where you fit in. Set your intention for the end of the year now, and then we'll start in January fresh. It is so powerful. So let's see. I'm checking my notes. I get to talking and not following my notes. Okay, we've got an activation. So this is for the here and the now, right now. This is your identity activation, all right? Make sure that when you do this, you're somewhere safe, not driving, not on your treadmill. Make sure that you're in a seated position or at least standing and you're somewhere safe. I want you to close your eyes for 5 seconds. Picture the version of you who keeps starting over, who's stuck in rut of start, enthusiasm, fail. Start, enthusiasm. I forgot I was doing that. Start, I'm enthusiastic, I'm failing. Now, one thing I do want to mention, if you are female, there's a very good chance that that cycle follows your hormones and it is happening every 28 days. You do need to be aware of that. And that too is something that we talk a lot about in our group coaching safe space. So you're picturing that version of yourself who keeps starting over. Keep that person very clear in your imagination. You see the weight that she carries. It's a physical weight, it's an emotional weight, it's an energetic weight. You see the shame, you see the disappointment, you see the exhaustion, the frustration. Now place your hand on your chest and say, I release that woman, that person, that man who always quits. And take a breath and release. Now ask yourself, who am I choosing to become in December? In December, end the year strong, close with intention. Not January, where you have failed, where you have muscle memory of failed resolutions. Say this out loud. I am becoming new. I am shifting my identity. I win. I'm blessed. I follow through. Now fill that with whatever comes up in your spirit. So, just to close, I want to look you in the eyes and say, you were never weak. Sit there. Just sit there. Say it again. I am not weak. You were under supported. And that ends now. That ends now. You are ready to stop starting over. You want to walk into the new year ready instead of behind. You want structure. You want accountability. You want community and clarity. I would love to guide you there. My prices are going up in January. So December is that moment to step in to get that momentum, to finish this year strong. And together, we will rewrite your story in 2026. Let's not make it a repeat of those last year and the year before and the year before. You deserve to feel good again. You deserve to feel good again. And you don't have to do it alone.